Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Welcome to Saturday. I hope your weekend is awesome. That you've reached all the goals you wanted to reach this week, and perhaps if you haven't yet, there's still a little bit of time the week left to get those goals done. But other than that, I hope you have a fun weekend and a little bit of time to rest before the next week starts. Our message today is around being present, and it starts with this in today's email. When you get the email, and by the way, if you don't receive this email, message me so that I can add you to the list and you can get this email every day too. It starts with a tweet that someone posted from some kind of a coffee shop saying, there's a guy in this coffee shop sitting at a table, not on his phone, not on a laptop, just drinking coffee like some psychopath. Which obviously pokes at the general inability to be present. The general truth that we so often distract ourselves with our devices, that just drinking coffee in a coffee shop and doing nothing else is almost unusual. Somebody, a very good morning, happy Saturday morning. Danae, good morning, happy Saturday to you. So the message today is all about being present, and that being present is not just some hippie idea about sitting in a circle and singing Kumbaya. Being present is about this question: to what extent are your actions or reactions determined by programming or patterns running in your subconscious? Do you have the presence to intercede and make a choice whether subconscious programming controls your actions or not? So there's another image in the email you'll see this morning. It is of a guy sitting and drinking coffee, and in the image you see him at a table with a coffee cup in his hand and right at his mouth, and you see a thought bubble, and in the thought bubble you can see his thoughts as well. And in this image, his thoughts are also about drinking coffee. So his actions and his thoughts are in the same place. He's drinking coffee and thinking about drinking coffee. But as much as I like the image of this guy drinking his coffee, we often are given the wrong messaging about being present. The images we are given about being present tend to always look something like this: sit and meditate, do your breath work, go to a yoga class. And while none of these are exactly wrong, it easily misses the point of being present. Anami, good morning. Happy Saturday morning to you. And Anthony, good morning. Good to see you, dude. The point that this coffee drinking guru is making is to be found in his thoughts. His mind is being consciously engaged with what he is actually doing. To what extent are your actions determined by programming or patterns running in your subconscious? Being consciously present really means that you are able to see the situation as it actually is. You're able to see your old programming reacting in the same old way, and you're also able to consciously decide whether the old reaction is the right one for this moment, or whether you want to try a new response. So together with Tara Brach, who is our teacher for this week, I dropped one thought from Thich Nhat Hanh in here as well, because it speaks to this exactly. Thich Nhat Hanh says, drink your tea slowly and reverently, as if it is the axis on which the whole earth revolves. Slowly, evenly, without rushing toward the future. Drinking your tea reverently is a great tool for reminding us to be present. While I'm drinking tea, can my thoughts also be involved with the tea that I'm drinking? But only being present while you are drinking your tea is not the point. The point is to carry that presence with you to your computer screen, to the boardroom, and to the dinner table too. Tara Brach says, Meditation helps us to get out of our thoughts about the future and really be present in the moment. She says, we wait for things to be different in order to feel okay with life. As long as we are attaching our happiness to external events of our lives, which are always changing, we will always be left waiting to be happy. Stopping all the endless pursuit of getting somewhere else is perhaps the most beautiful offering we can make to our spirit. In other words, being right here. Last thought from Tara Brach says, there are some things we can't choose, but in being present, we can choose how we want to relate to them. Being present really is the most productive state that you could possibly be in. Today's meditation is an exercise in presence, specifically becoming present with our physical senses. What do I see? What do I hear? What do I smell, taste, and feel? And can I keep my mind involved in what it is that I'm doing? But the point of the exercise is to carry that presence into the next thing that I'm doing. Can I be this present in my work or when I interact with a family member? If you're ready, you can close your eyes and let's go right there, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. Take a deep breath in and out. A deep inhale. And let it go. Deep breath in and out. One more big breath in and let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. With every exhale, soften. With every breath out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and drop your head. Our journey today is all about checking in with this body, and we'll start that right now. With your next exhale, bring your attention to the space between your eyes, to your forehead. Do you sometimes find yourself carrying a frown there? And in this moment, can you feel that space be completely relaxed? With your next exhale, bring your attention to the space in and around your mouth. Do you find yourself sometimes grinding your teeth, or pushing your tongue hard against the roof of your mouth, or clenching your jaw muscles? In this moment, can you feel that everything there is soft and relaxed? With your next exhale, bring your attention to your neck and shoulders. Do you sometimes catch yourself with your shoulders pulled up high, almost level with your ears? And in this moment, are you able to completely soften there? With your next exhale, bring your attention to your stomach area, specifically your abdominal muscles, the space where we carry tension unconsciously so easily. It hides there very easily. In this moment, are you able to completely soften your stomach muscles? With your next exhale, bring your attention to your butt cheeks. Make sure you are not clenching. Everything is relaxed. And lastly, bring your attention to your legs and your arms, very specifically your hands. Another place where tension hides very effectively in clenched fists. Right now, are your hands half open, lying in your lap? We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, continuing to help our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles, going forward and to the left, and forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. And as you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left. And lean your upper body over to the right. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at least as much as we are able to do that, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is always a good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, then with every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel softness slip into your body and settle in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. Feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath. but hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, our journey today is all about the experience of this body. So as you take a deep breath, as you dive deep inside, perhaps wrap your arms around this body and say to it, "Hello, body. It really is lovely having you." Take your next big breath. Being present could be defined as the image you'll see when you get today's email. Someone is sitting at a table drinking coffee, and in the thought bubble above his head, you can see his thoughts are about drinking coffee. So one way to describe being present or define it is, are your thoughts involved with the actions you're taking? Or are your thoughts off somewhere else and you are on autopilot? With every one of the senses we explore, that will be a reminder today to help your thoughts be present with the action you're taking. Our journey of the senses starts at the top with what we can see and then works its way through our bodies. The first stop is your eyes. For this exercise, we don't open our eyes, we keep them closed. And we use our minds to explore what our eyes would see. So for the first stop, when you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, what would be the most obvious object in the room you are in if you were to open your eyes? Find that obvious object with your mind, and as you take a deep breath, as you dive deep inside, study this obvious object. See it from all of its angles, see all of its color, find all of its texture. Now the truth is, we have human brains, which mean it's very likely that your mind will wander. And this is your job during meditation, is to catch your mind wandering and return it to the point of focus. And do it again and again and again, as many times as is needed. This is what makes meditation successful, is we are given the opportunity to practice this. To catch our mind wandering, that's no big deal. Just catch it and return it to the point of focus. What is the most obvious thing in your room? That is the point of focus. Take your next big breath. Then we change gears. This time, when you take a deep breath and dive deep into you, what would be the least obvious object in the room that you are in? Something you'd have to search around for a bit and find and go, oh yes, there's something hidden over there. As you dive deep inside, focus your attention on this less obvious object. See it from all of its angles, see all of its color, and find all of its texture. Take your next big breath. How did you do this time round? Were you able to keep your thoughts with what you're focusing on? We'll keep practicing. We'll take a step down to our ears and what we can hear. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, bring your attention to the most obvious sound that you can hear. And listen deep into it. See if you can find all of the different kinds of vibrations in this obvious sound. Your job is to try and remain present. In other words, keep your thoughts engaged with the action you're taking. Catch your thoughts when they wander. It's no big deal. Just bring them back and return them to focusing on what you can hear. Take your next big breath. And then we'll change gears. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, bring your attention to the faintest sound you can hear. Listen deep into it. See if you can draw in all of that faint sound. Take your next big breath. How present were you able to be with what you're able to hear? Let's keep practicing. We're taking another step down, and for the next 2 stops, change your breathing to whatever it needs to be to help you smell and taste. The next stop is what you can smell. And with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, see if you can find any obvious smell right now. Anything obvious for you to pick up. And if your mind wanders, which it might, your job is simply to catch your mind wandering and return it to the point of focus, which is what you can smell. Take your next big breath. Then, with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, the question is there any other smell that you can pick up as well? Anything besides the first obvious smell? Take your next big breath. How did you do with that one? How present were you able to be? We'll take another step down to your mouth, what you can taste. As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, can you find any obvious taste right now? And let your attention linger on that taste. If your mind wanders, like it may, just bring it back, catch your mind wandering, and return it to what you're focusing on. Being present with what you can taste. Take your next big breath. Then we're changing gears. And with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, see if you can find any other taste beyond the first obvious taste. Take your next big breath. How present were you able to be with that one? Could you keep your thoughts with what you're busy with right now, focusing on the taste, or did your thoughts keep wandering? Again, it's very human if they do. This is simply an opportunity to practice being present by catching your thoughts and returning them back. We have one more stop, the surface of your skin. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, scan the surface of your skin and find the most obvious sensation. And then lean into that. See if you can absorb all of the sensation in that obvious spot. All of the different kinds of sensation and pressures you experience there. And if your mind wanders, simply catch it. Return it to being present. Take your next big breath. And for the last time, we're changing gears. See if you can find on the surface of your skin an area with the slightest sensation. Somewhere perhaps where fabric just gently rests against skin, or perhaps feeling the air touch your forehead or your cheek. Take your next big breath. We'll take just one more big breath together to slip out of the breath holding space and into the next. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. I'll read to you one more time from our two teachers this morning, Thich Nhat Hanh and Tara Brach. Thich Nhat Hanh says, "Drink your tea slowly and reverently, as if it is the axis on which the whole earth evolves. Slowly, evenly, without rushing towards the future." Tara Brach says meditation helps us to get out of our thoughts about the future and really be in the present moment. She says, we wait for things to be different in order to feel okay with life. But as long as we keep attaching our happiness to the external event of our lives, which are always changing, we'll always be left waiting to be happy. She says, stopping the endless pursuit of getting somewhere else is perhaps the most beautiful offering we can make to our spirit. And that there are some things that we can't choose, but in being present, we can choose how we want to relate to them. Every time that our mind, our thoughts are busy with something else than what we are taking action on now, every time our thoughts are in a different place, we are not being present. We are acting on autopilot. When we're on autopilot, it also means we are controlled by old programming. Old patterns are making our decisions for us because our mind is off somewhere else. Being present is about getting our thoughts and our actions onto the same page. By being present, we have the option to step out of old autopilot programming. By being present, we can choose. We can see that an old pattern wants to do the same old thing, and we can choose and go, do I want the same old reaction? Or do I want to choose a new response? Being present really is the most productive state that you could possibly be in. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and then I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this body and all of the experiences and sensations that this body provides me. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for a moment to practice presence. A moment to put into practice, bringing my thoughts and my actions into the same space. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for the reminder to carry this presence from my meditation into the next thing that I do. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning how to get better at being present with everything I do. Whether it's work, whether it's an interaction with a family member, or whatever else. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. These tools are helpful. It's helpful to sit in a meditation and practice being right here. It's helpful drinking my cup of tea like Thich Nhat Hanh suggests, or a cup of coffee, and remind myself to smell and taste and feel while I'm drinking this. But then the big reminder is, can I carry that presence with me into everything else too? Not just the meditation and not just the cup of tea, but every other interaction I have. Stephen, a very good morning, and Catherine, good morning. Happy Saturday to you. Awesome catching you here. Thank you, Danae. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Sunmari. Thank you, Anami. Wishing you a beautiful day, an awesome weekend. And I hope that when you get up from your meditation right now, you can carry a bit of this presence along with you. Lots of love to you all. Ciao, ciao.